MKUltra was the principal CIA program for developing chemical and biological agents to be used for human behavior control in clandestine operations. The program was formally approved by Director of Central Intelligence Alan Dulles on April 13, 1953, after Assistant Deputy Director for Plans Richard Helms offered up a proposal for the program's enactment. The program's core activities were largely the products of two men, Ira Baldwin and Sidney Gottlieb. Ira Baldwin was a bacteriologist from the University of Wisconsin who worked on bioweapons for the U.S. military out of Camp Detrick, Maryland in the 1940s. Sidney Gottlieb was a special student of Baldwin's at Wisconsin who was rising within the CIA's ranks. Baldwin and Gottlieb together took cues from former Nazi director of biowarfare research, Kurt Blome, who was at Camp Detrick courtesy of Operation Paperclip, the operation which allowed Nazi scientists to come to America and work under asylum. The cues they took were on biological warfare methods and how their research could be applied with other opportunities, such as with radiation, electroshock, various fields of psychology, psychiatry, sociology, and anthropology, graphology, harassment substances, and paramilitary devices and materials. Sidney would ultimately become the program's lead, taking Baldwin's and Blome's ideas and growing them into a monstrous program of human experiments. The core of what Sidney focused on was mind control, finding ways to manipulate others through chemical substances and psychological probing. Even before the formal approval of the program, Gottlieb was running experiments to test various drugs' effects. Gottlieb had experiments conducted in a variety of contexts and locations, from tests performed on incarcerated persons in Germany and the Philippines, to Americans sitting in hospitals, to unwitting persons forcibly drugged without their knowledge because they were a threat to the program. One of the most notorious examples of unwitting experimentation was on Frank Olson, a United States Army biochemist and biological weapons researcher who had moral qualms with the MKUltra program.